and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I don't go to the house! I don't go to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? It's hot now. It's hot now. Let's go. It's hot. We ready. I don't go to the house. I don't go to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this hollering we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up with chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. He can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm proud when you step on the field, man. That's who I do. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready. I don't go to the house. I don't go to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
No, this game is not over. It's just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm already getting hit up with text messages and comments on different things happening in the NFL and in college, NBA. I mean, folks are just trying to get at me. For all my New York Giants fans, y'all don't want me talking about your New York Giants. You don't want me talking about your New York Giants. You don't. So why send me questions on the news about Daniel Jones going to miss the rest of the season because of a neck injury? You don't want me talking about it. You don't want me talking about it. It's Throwback Thursday. I could throw back to when the Giants were good, when the Giants took down the undefeated New England Patriots. I can go back to the Giants when they were in the Super Bowl and before, Eli Manning and all that. I'm just saying, you don't want me talking about your New York Giants. You don't. I will say this. A couple of years ago, maybe it was last year, Dave Gettleman said he had a plan. 1 minute he said he was not going to trade Odell Beckham Jr. Then they immediately trade Odell Beckham Jr. And he says he's got a plan. He ain't got no plan. He ain't got no plan. And Joe Judge has 10 wins, 20 losses? You don't want me talking about your New York Giants. You don't. So thanks for hitting me up. In fact, instead of asking me what I think about Daniel Jones, New York Giants, just say Merry Christmas. Just say Merry Christmas. It's easier. It makes things go better. Merry Christmas. So there you go. All the Giants fans out there, Merry Christmas. I wish you well. Sorry about David Gettleman. Sorry about Joe Judge. And all joking aside, definitely praying for Daniel Jones and his full recovery. But as an NFL quarterback, Todd Malcolm. Todd Malcolm tried to tell me, I like what Joe Judge and Daniel Jones are doing. They're heading in the right direction. Which direction is that? Maybe I mistook which direction they were heading in. I'm just saying. Touring the AFC South, none other than Mike Patton. Mike Patton, young brother's going to be on the show tomorrow. I believe at 1:30. What did we say, 1:30 tomorrow, Mike? You're going to love this young man. He's dynamic. He's smart. He studies the game, and he knows the AFC South like anybody's business. Can't wait to have him on tomorrow. But he says Gettleman needs to plan to sell his house, collect that last check, and move out of town and take Joe Judge with him. The young man is smart. He don't hold back. He knows more than Dave Gettleman knows. You should be the general manager of the Giants. I mean, the Giants have a storied history. And I will say this. For all the negativity that I feel in my heart towards Tom Coughlin for what he did in Jacksonville, I don't feel that same way about him in New York with the Meadowlands with the Giants. I don't feel that. Tom Coughlin was the right man for the Giants at the time. Now, he tried to do too much when he got down into Jacksonville. And, oh, yeah, by the way, Mr. Coughlin, wherever you may be, I hope you're feeling well and your family's well and all that kind of stuff. Stop trying to run people out of the league like you did Leonard Fournette. And, oh, yeah, by the way, he got him a ring. So there's that. But, you know, the organization has not been the same. You know, how many coaches have they had since then? I wish, Jerry Reese. He said, this young man, y'all gonna love him tomorrow. I love him right now. Mike Patton said the old general manager, Jerry Reese, went to the same college as me, UT Martin, University of Tennessee Martin. Why Jerry Reese is not in the NFL, if he wants to be, is a travesty. You know, these teams trying to build their organizations and, you know, the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans got Nick Caserio over Jerry Reese. That's I'll let that lay where it lays. But anyway, I appreciate a buddy of mine. I used to live in Jersey. Lived in Jersey, worked in Piscataway, worked over in Manhattan. Man, your boy had it nice. I had a car picking me up in the mornings, taking me over to Manhattan. But I wasn't a Giants fan. I definitely wasn't a Jets fan. I was just a transplant, like many people are in that area. And I rooted for the Giants when they played the Patriots, because at that time I hated the Patriots so bad. My favorite teams were the New Orleans Saints, the Cincinnati Bengals, and anybody playing against the New England Patriots. And they beat the undefeated New England Patriots. Y'all remember the catch. Y'all remember Eli pulling out the magic. Eli got sacked like 18 times on one play, got away and threw it up. Catch on the helmet. And then Plaxico, listen, I got a gun hanging in my sweatpants Burris, pulled it in for the winning touchdown. Giants, man, that Giants defense back then was beast. That NASCAR package was, we coming from the left, we coming from the right, we coming up the middle. Meet me at Tom Brady. That was their defensive package. Meet me at Tom Brady. And then they turned around and did it again a couple of years later. I went to covered that game up in Indianapolis. That was the Rob Gronkowski ankle game. Remember his ankle was bad? We talked more about that young man's foot than anything else. And the Giants did it again. Where they been since? They've been ruined by Dave Gettleman. You know, Joe Judge ain't no bad dude, but he was not ready for the job when he got it. And he's proven to be correct. 10-20. Y'all can't, there's no way you can justify a 10-20 record. No way. And I'm sorry, Daniel Jones is not the man. I'll leave it alone. Let me take a break. Let me get off of this. I don't know why I started off on the Giants. Somebody sent me a message. That's what it was. I'll be right back right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3. Johnny Cole done tuned in. I'll take a break. When I come back, I'll read Coach Cole's comments. He knows football.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
800-472-5145. 800-472-5145. 800-472-5145. That's 800-472-5145.
Are you ready? 2022 is in our view. Pastor Ronald Booker and the Greater St. Matthew Church invite you to New Year's with the Saints, featuring the soulful sounds of Houston's own saxophonist Lloyd Hughes, comedian Dave Lawson. He'll have you falling out on the aisles, and violinist Christy Campbell. Simply amazing. New Year's Eve with the Saints, December 31st at the Greater St. Matthew Church, Southwest, 14919 South Main. Doors open at 8 p.m. As we close out 2021 and usher in 2022, we're expecting God to do great things. Finish strong with strong faith for the new year. It's worth the trip to the Saints for New Year's Eve.
Leave me alone, man. Leave me alone.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
If you have $2,000 or more in credit card debt, then listen up. We can reduce or eliminate your interest rates. Cut your monthly payment up to 50% and stop all late fees. Our company has been helping good people just like you get out of debt for over 30 years. Don't get stressed out. If you have $2,000 or more in credit card debt and medical bills, we can show you a way to reduce all of your bills to one lower monthly payment that you can afford. So again, if you have $2,000 or more in credit card debt and medical bills you can't afford, make this free call today and learn how you can finally get out of debt. Call now for your free consultation. 800-638-7112. 800-638-7112.
Okay, you too.
800-638-7112. That's 800-638-7112. Sponsored by Credit Card.
You're having your lunch on the lunch break with KYOK.
You know what I do on Thursdays. I'll be rocking my HBCU gear that I get from African Imports. They are your holiday shopping headquarters. They've got all kinds of HBCU attire, not just from the region. They got it all over. And, of course, they've got African attire for men, women, and children. They've got all the Divine Nine. You're Kappa, they got you. You're Alpha, they got you. All those AKAs that just crossed, you got gifts for them galore right there at African Imports. DST, got them. Sigma, Gamma, Rho, Phi Beta. They got it all. And, of course, if you need church supplies, you're trying to give out communion on Sunday, get on over to African Imports. They got it for you. They're right near the food court in the Greenspoint Mall. Tell Opie you heard it on KYOK. You'll get 10% off your purchases at African Imports. All right, so anyway, I'm rocking Southern, because my daughter got accepted to Southern. Now, she just got accepted to Spelman, too. And I'm like, what are you doing? We are already locked into to Southern. I got Southern gear. I don't have Spelman gear. I could get it, but I don't have Spelman gear. Baby, we going to Southern. She's like, we. Y'all pray for me, man. I gotta let her live her life, but I'm trying to live it through her, man. Come on, how you go get accepted to Southern and then say somebody else's name? I'm trying to get over the bluff. Trying to check out the new coach. I'm trying to see what Coach Dooley is wearing to the games. I ain't trying to see what does Spelman even have a football team? We can't go there. Yes, I'm having a temper tantrum. All right, so anyway, Coach Johnny Cole, former TSU quarterback and head coach says Jerry Jones may have affected the way these general managers as well as athletic directors hire people. They try to hire people they can control. That's why Sober and coaches like him continue to win. Bruh. Nick Saban. Okay. That's why Saban and coaches like him continue to win. Let me tell you something, man. That's why I say these young people coming up through these HBCUs, don't just go up through the HBCU trying to be, the football coach. Don't just try to be the next doctor or lawyer, because y'all know y'all got that on lock. Black doctors and lawyers and pharmacists and all. More of them come from HBCUs than anywhere else, Mr. Doug Gottlieb. But anyway, don't forget to try to become the athletic director. Don't forget to try to be the school president. And when you get those jobs, don't forget what it was like when you were there. If we don't hire the most qualified people, if we don't hire the best people for the job based on meritocracy, where is it going to happen? Because I guarantee you, they ain't hiring for the New York Giants based on meritocracy. They're not hiring for the Arizona Cardinals based on meritocracy. They're not. If it was based on meritocracy, you'd have a whole different coaching staff in the NFL right now. But you got guys who were if you are a coordinator for Bill Belichick, you're going to get a job. If you are a coordinator for Nick Saban, you're going to get a job, whether you deserve one or not. So young people, when you climbing up the ranks, you slugging your backpack over the physics and over the, law and order and all these other different classes, and you finally get there, don't forget to hire the folks that are best for the job, not just Nick Saban called you, so you're gonna hire Steve Sarkisian. Watch, I bet you Bill O'Brien will get one of these NFL jobs before somebody who's qualified to have it because of his time with Nick Saban. It's not right. Joe Judge jumped plenty of lines to get that New York Giants job. And what has he done with it? 10 for 20. Dave Gettleman clearly wasn't ready for the assignment. He didn't understand the assignment. And what has he done leading the New York Giants? They're about to get rid of Coach David Culley in Houston. And whose fault is that? Coach David Culley didn't pick the players. He didn't pick the majority of the coaches, but yet he's the one that will pay the price. I've always said, man, I don't want a handout. I just want a shot. I want a fair chance. And that's what most coaches and general managers and front office people are asking for. Just give me a fair chance. That's my rant for the first hour. All right, let me take a break. I'll be right back. We got to talk. Since Coach Cole is on, we're going to talk more about some of these HBCU coaches that get no love. We'll be right back on the lunch break.
Are you looking to start a business? From side hustles to major business opportunity, Franchise 123 connects franchise buyers with sellers. And we have over 4,000 franchises for you to choose from. In one simple 30-second call, our live agents will sign you up to the platform. This is not a hard sales call either. We give you free access to our database. Yes, free access, no cost. We are the largest online franchise database in the world. You can find 95% of all businesses. Buying a franchise doesn't have to be complicated. We make it easy. And right now, some have no startup fees. You can turn your special skill into a franchise business or go full scale with all the top franchise businesses in the world. Sign up with Franchise 123 now and get your free guide to franchise success now. Call 800-419-5344, 800-419-5344, or text Franchise 123 to 63566. Text Franchise 123 to 63566.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-253-1892. 800-253-1892. 800-253-1892. That's 800-253-1892.
Tune in to Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM at KYOKradio.org.
Hey, you want some sports with your lunch? Well, tune in to the legendary KYOK at the lunch break, and I'm Raven Rogers.
All right, thank you there, Raven Rogers, right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We're streaming live, KYOKradio.org. It's our Throwback Thursday. Yesterday, I threw back to some legendary, historically black college and university football coaches that when I did a Google search of winningest college football coaches, their names did not come up. The only name that came up was head coach Eddie Robinson. With 408 wins, it should come up. I mean, they gave me all these names: Nick Saban, Joe Paterno, Dabo Swinney, the coach up at Iowa. They gave me all these names, but you didn't have names like Coach Arnett Ace Mumford with 233 wins. You didn't have Alonzo Jake Gaither, Coach Gaither from Florida A&M, 203 wins. You didn't have Big John Merritt, Coach Big John Merritt from Jackson State and Tennessee State with 235 wins. Coach Billy Nix from Morris Brown and Prairie View with 188 wins. You didn't have names like that on their list. Coach Marino Kasem, 159 wins at Alabama State, Alcorn, and Southern. And Coach W.C. Gordon, 119 wins, but 15-plus seasons at Jackson State, where he finished with the most wins in program history, and he led his team to 8 conference titles and 9 playoff appearances. And he's in the College Football Hall of Fame. But I can't find those names when I do a winningest coaches in college football. So on Throwback Thursday, I'm going to throw out some more names to you as well. You know, again, great job, Coach Deion Sanders at Jackson State. But before Coach Deion Sanders, there was Cleveland Abbott at Tuskegee. 32 years with an overall record, 202 wins, 97 losses, 27 ties, won 12 SIAC conference championships, including 10 in a row, and 6 block college national championships, including 4 in a row. These names should come up when you Google them. Coach Rod Broadway at North Carolina Central, Grambling, and North Carolina A&T. Coach Broadway coached at schools like East Carolina, coached at Duke, coached at Florida, and University of North Carolina, before he got his first opportunity to coach at North Carolina Central in 2003. And his 14 years as a head coach with Central, Grambling, and A&T, he compiled an overall record of 127 and only 45 losses, winning conference championships with each team. He is the only coach to lead 3 different schools to Black college national championships, and he's got 5 of them. What about Edward P. Hurt, Coach Edward P. Hurt from Virginia Union in Lynchburg, Virginia, and Morgan State? After 3 years, he would go on to coach Morgan State, where he would remain for 30 years and has an overall coaching record of 173, 51, and 20 with Morgan State, and led them to 14 CIAA championships and 6 Black college national championships. You know, it's Throwback Thursday. I gotta take you back a little bit. Head coach Henry Kern from Kentucky State and Tennessee State University. He began as the head coach of Kentucky State, the Thoroughbreds, and in his 11 seasons there, he led the team to an overall record of 72, 18, and 6, winning 6 conference championships and 2 Black national championships. And then went on to become the head coach at Tennessee State. His record in 10 years with Tennessee State, 93 wins, 15 losses, 3 ties, and won 5 conference championships and 4 Black college national championships. Total combined record as a head coach, 165, 33, and 9, including 6 unbeaten seasons. But I'm supposed to sit here and talk about guys like Joe Judge with a record of 10 and 20. I'm supposed to talk about Dan Campbell. I'm supposed to talk about guys like that. I'm supposed to talk about Cliff Kingsbury. What's Cliff Kingsbury's college record? I'm just asking. It's Throwback Thursday. It's Throwback Thursday. It's Throwback Thursday. I'm trying to give you a couple of names outside of Coach Gaither and outside of Coach Mumford and Coach Robinson. How many of y'all heard of Coach Joe Taylor at Howard University, Virginia Union, Hampton, and FAMU? Coach Joe Taylor's head coaching record did not get off to the best start. He went 1-9 in his only season as the head coach of Howard in 1983. But watch this. He was given another opportunity. You know, like they give Joe Judge, Cliff Kingsbury, Dan Campbell. He became the head coach at Virginia Union for the Panthers, and he spent 8 seasons there and compiled a record of 60 wins, 19 losses, 3 ties, and he won the CIAA championship in 1986. In 92, Coach Taylor moved on to become the coach of Hampton, and with the Pirates, he would coach for the next 15 years, and he led them to a record of, you ready? 136, 49, and 1, earning 8 conference championships in the CIAA and MEAC respectively, 5 national championships, and he ended his coaching career with a 5-year stint at FAMU, went 35 and 19. He won the MEAC championship in 2010. His overall coaching record for Coach Joe Taylor, 232 wins, 96 losses, and 4 ties. But yet, when I Google winningest coaches of all time in college football, I get every name but theirs. Let me do it again. Maybe Google was tripping that day. Hold on. Let me try it again. All right, here we go. You ready? I got oh man, this is crazy. I can't even do it. I can't even do it. It's crazy. Here are the names. Y'all ready for them? Nick Saban, Bear Bryant, Dabo Swinney, Bobby Bowden, Mac Brown, Joe Paterno, Woody Hayes, Steve Spurrier, Gary Patterson, Jimbo Fisher, Tom Osborne, Urban Meyer, Lou Holtz, Barry Switzer, Kirk Friends, John Cooper, Vince Dooley, Pop Warner, Bo Schembechler, Kirby Smart, David Shaw, Mike Gundy, Les Miles, and Bud Wilkinson. Let me see something real quick, just out of curiosity. Just out of curiosity, since they put Mac Brown on here. Mac Brown was the first coach in Longhorn history to reach the 200 win mark. Okay, great. But yet his name is over Coach Joe Taylor's and Coach Gaither. Wow. And folks wonder why we have to celebrate Black History Month. Because y'all don't do it right. Y'all don't do it right. If you did it right, we wouldn't have to do it. Just do it right. Just do it right. Oh, man. All right. So anyway, it's Throwback Thursday right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. Again, if you need any of those names, because you might not be able to find them on Google, hit me up. I'll make sure you get the right link to those names. You know, when we're doing Black History Month, you know, a lot of folks do the standard names. You know, we get Oprah, we get Tyler Perry, we get Will Smith, we get folks like that. I never forget my daughter did a Black History Month project, and the people that she was allowed to write about was Oprah, Beyonce, Halle Berry, and it might have been Denzel Washington. It's like, baby, if you don't sit down and come on in here and let me show you who before these people had a history, there were a whole lot of other people that made the way for them to have a history. And to this day, she thanks me. So, you know, I'm not trying to be a rebel. In fact, I'm no longer offended when people call me the Malcolm X of sports talk radio. I love it. I need to get that shirt. All I'm saying is, man, if you're gonna, I'm a numbers guy. I got a couple of degrees in math. I'm a numbers guy. I love numbers. Numbers don't lie. There is literally nothing on this earth that doesn't have a number associated to it or attached to it. You either got to measure it, you got to weigh it, or it exists based on numbers. Numbers are pure. Numbers don't get messed up until there's an interpretation of the numbers, because people can interpret the numbers differently. People can present the numbers differently. So if you're out there as a statistician or an analytics guy or a person, woman, girl, boy, whatever, just don't lie about the numbers. If you're going to put the winningest coaches, put all the winningest coaches. Don't leave out some people's numbers so that you can make other people's numbers look good. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Throwback Thursday here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. All right, so for all you Texan fans out there wondering who is going to be able to play this coming Sunday when the Texans host the LA Chargers, Brandon Cooks and Kaimi Fairborn, the kicker, are both on the COVID protocol list with 18 players. 18 players. Just got word today that the two first-string and second-string quarterbacks for the New Orleans Saints have been put in the protocol, and if they cannot produce 2 negative tests before Monday night, then they won't be able to play. It'll be Ian Book, rookie out of Notre Dame, Trevor Siemian, and Taysom Hill in the COVID protocol as we speak. And as you know, there are a lot of situations in the NFL where they had so many players on the protocol, they had to reschedule games and that. But here's my thing. published reports say that the NFL and the Players Association have agreed that if a player tests positive and is vaccinated, but is asymptomatic, they're going to let them play. I got a problem with that, personally. And before somebody says, oh, what's it got to do with you? You know, you have no right to impose your views on anybody else. I'm not. And since you asked what it has to do with me, I go to the games, I cover the games, I go down into the interview area where the players are brought in, not wearing masks, and then they do their interviews with us, the media. So I feel some kind of way about being in that area where I'm required to wear a mask. Not only are they not required to wear a mask, but now they could be COVID positive and in my presence, and I got other people to worry about. I got children. I got elderly people that I'm around with pre-existing conditions. I have a responsibility to take care of myself so that I don't infect anyone else. And now I'm considering not going to the game. I'm considering not going in and covering the game if they're going to let asymptomatic vaccinated players who've tested positive still play in the games. Notice how I just covered it from my standpoint. I am not stepping into the how other players should feel. If I was a player and I was on a team and I knew that I had people who had tested positive lined up next to me and across from me, I would have to give it some consideration. I'm not in that case. I'm not in that situation, but I am in a situation where I could be in an enclosed area with players or coaches who've tested positive but have been vaccinated, who are asymptomatic. Just because a person is asymptomatic does not mean that the person that could get infected by them will be asymptomatic. I got to make some decisions. I got to make some choices. So now who's imposing whose will on who? I'm not imposing mine. I'm not imposing mine. I'm definitely not imposing mine. Felicia Yolanda Green Johnson, Aloysius said, to thine own self be true. Yeah, that's what I got to do. I got to look out for mine and those that I know that I'm going to be around that are not mine. And take a break. Want to hear your thoughts? 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. You can also text me 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. It's the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
You don't sit behind a desk every day to earn a living. You're out and about making it happen. And sometimes you get a little bit behind on your paperwork, like bookkeeping and paying your taxes. It's easy to get behind on paying your taxes. It happens to the best of us. And you know what happens next. The big bad IRS comes knocking on your door. And when that happens, you need to call the good old boys at the Tax Doctor. Let them do what they do best. Deal and negotiate with the IRS so you pay the lowest you can in back taxes that the law allows. We are a 100% U.S.-based company, and we've saved our clients millions over the years in back taxes. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call my friends right now at the Tax Doctor and learn more.
800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
Are you ready? 2022 is in our view. Pastor Ronald Booker and the Greater St. Matthew Church invite you to New Year's with the Saints, featuring the soulful sounds of Houston's own saxophonist Lloyd Hughes, comedian Dave Lawson. He'll have you falling out on the aisles, and violinist Christy Campbell. Simply amazing. New Year's Eve with the Saints, December 31st at the Greater St. Matthew Church, Southwest, 14919 South Main. Doors open at 8 p.m. As we close out 2021 and usher in 2022, we're expecting God to do great things. Finish strong with strong faith for the new year. It's worth the trip to the Saint for New Year's Eve.
Well, I hope you are enjoying your weekend. Hey, everybody, it's Erica Campbell.
And I'm Griff from Get Up Mornings.
We want to thank you so much for rocking with us every weekday morning.
And after you enjoy your weekend, make sure you start your work week with us.
When you start your day with us, we'll help you get moving and motivated to have the best day ever. Go ahead and say it, Griff.
Best day ever!
So wake up with us. We'll be faith walking,
love talking,
and joy living on Get Up Mornings.
Get up.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
Do you have high blood pressure or diabetes? Are you over the age of 65 and covered by Medicare? Then pay close attention to this message. Medicare has introduced some new benefits to help consumers during these cautious COVID-19 times. They realize many of you don't want to leave your home to visit a doctor. So now you can get a remote patient monitoring device shipped to your home at little or no cost to you. Now your doctor can identify your problems in real time, which could potentially save your life. Victory Medical can easily ship this monitoring device directly to your home at little or no cost to you. If you have high blood pressure or diabetes and you're covered by Medicare, make this free call right now to see if you qualify for a new remote patient monitoring device. Call now.
800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527. Attention, those of you looking to go on a fun vacation and see the world on the cheap. Today, the U.S. dollar is worth even more in other countries, so there's never been a better time to travel outside the USA. The dollar is worth over $1.30 in Canadian dollars, and it's the same for Australia. You can fly there today and have fun and maximize your travel dollar. Your U.S. dollar is worth over $3 in Brazilian reals, and it's worth over $18 in Mexican pesos. Plus, in Argentina, it's worth over $27 in Argentine pesos. Just think of the bargains you'll get. And the way you get the cheapest airfare to any destination is by calling Tickets That Cheap. Save up to 75% on your foreign vacation tickets. Don't wait. Call now. 802-317-1983. 802-317-1983. 802-317-1983. That's 802-317-1983.
This is Jasmine Highsmith, and you're having his side of sports with your lunch here on the Lunch Break on the legendary KYOK.
Man, I tell you what, ain't nothing like HBCU marching band music. Ain't nothing like HBCU marching band music. I need to get somebody on from it. If you played in a band for an HBCU, call me, 281-453-1000. If you were in the band at your HBCU, I want to hear from you. I mean, I'm telling you, the band is as important as the game, in some cases more. So if you played in a band for an HBCU, hit me up right now, 281-453-1000. If you know somebody that played in a band, you hit me up for them. 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. I want to holler at y'all. Ain't nobody doing band roll calls on other networks. So I dare to be different. I dare to be different. Yeah, man. Yeah, I want to hear from y'all. If you played in a band, you know somebody that played in a band at an HBCU. Now, don't call me and tell me, yeah, my son was a flutist for UT. I'm sorry, ma'am. This is a Wendy's. I'm not taking your call. My son went to Missouri, and he was the flute player. Thank you. Wrong number. 281-453-1000. 281-453-1000. I want to hear from you. Shout out either yourself or somebody from your HBCU marching band. All right, real quick. I was just talking about the Texans and the number of players that were going into the COVID list there. Trent B just sent me the Vikings have placed running back Dalvin Cook on the COVID list. So he is out in a very big matchup that they need for against the LA Rams. They need that game to keep their slim playoff hopes alive. So Dalvin Cook, their leading rusher, going to be out of that game. Again, New Orleans, 2 quarterbacks down unless they can produce 2 negative tests. They're going to be without Trevor Siemian and Taysom Hill. So Ian Book, rookie out of Notre Dame, will get his first start on Monday night, again in a game that the Saints have to win versus Miami to keep their playoff hopes alive. So let's see. Felicia said, back when I was at Prairie View after the band, game over. Child, let me tell you something. I can confess I have done the same thing. If I'm not covering the game and I'm just there as a fan or the guest of, the bands are over, I ain't staying. I'm out. I'll holler. Hey, get at me later. Where you going? I got to go do that thing. Translation, the band is over. The battle of the bands is over. What else we got to do? What Birdman say, is we finished or is we through? Are we done or we finished? Keith Hennick, the Saints are going to have a real life challenge. Yeah, but all right, you know me, I'm a little transparent. What I feel like will happen if Ian Book comes in and balls out, instead of them doing the right thing and making him the backup to Jameis Winston, they'll probably push Jameis Winston out and keep and keep Taysom Hill. If Ian Book balls out, they should make Jameis Winston QB1. They should have Ian Book as QB2. They should keep Taysom Hill as their, X-back. And Trevor Siemian, thank you for coming. If we need you, we'll call you. But as I said in the top of this hour, they don't do it based on meritocracy. Oh, if we got Ian Book and he's going to play like that, we don't need Jameis Winston. Now, mind you, Jameis Winston would instantly be free agent number 3 or 4. Why you say number 3 or 4? Because if Aaron Rodgers becomes a free agent, he's free agent number 1. If Russell Wilson, works his way out of Seattle, he's free agent number 2, and Jameis Winston would be right behind them, above Cam Newton or anybody else. So, it won't be a bad news. It just won't be a fair thing. So now, don't get it wrong. I want the Saints to win, but I don't want it to cost Jameis Winston his job. And nothing that Trevor Siemian or Taysom Hill has done in playing in place of Jameis Winston has cost him his job. Like, they probably value Jameis more now than they did before. Like, this is what we got? Oh, man. Yeah, Jameis, as soon as your knee is right, you it. So, but hear me when I say, man, you let Jameis Winston end up in Pittsburgh, or you let Jameis Winston end up in Seattle if Russell leaves Seattle, and I'm telling you now, he's going to be all right. He's going to be all right. I can't believe Mike Glennon is still in the NFL. I cannot believe Mike Glennon, Mitch Trubisky are still in the NFL. Anyway, I digress. Daniel Jones, I digress. All right. The College Football Playoff Committee, that's not part of the NFL. That's not part of the NCAA. They are their own group, their own entity. They are the ones that own the college football playoffs. It's not governed or sanctioned by the NCAA. The College Football Playoff Committee has come up with their COVID rules for their semifinals, for their playoffs, I should say. Let me leave it at that. And here's their thing. If a team is unable to play a game in the college football playoffs because they've got an outbreak of COVID, we're talking about Alabama, Cincinnati, Michigan, and I drew a blank on the other. Oh, Georgia. Yeah, I should have drawn a blank on them. Good God, But anyway, if any one of those four teams cannot go because of COVID, they forfeit. Now, I got to watch what I say because I'm not wishing COVID on anybody. I'm not. I want to see them do that. I want to see if they're really going to do it because let's say Alabama is the team that can't go because of COVID. You mean to tell me they're going to push Cincinnati through into the championship game and allow them to walk over Alabama as a four? I don't believe that. What I believe is going to happen, they're going to find a way to reschedule that game. If it's Alabama or if it's Georgia, they're going to find a way to reschedule the game. Now, what they're saying right now, before they get to it, is the other team will win by virtue of a forfeit and move on to the next round. Now, I don't wish COVID on anybody. I don't. Nobody. I don't care if it's, they have no symptoms. I don't care if they have mild symptoms. I don't wish COVID on anybody. That being said, I didn't say but. That being said, I'd be curious. Is that fair? I'd be curious to see how they would handle it if the team is Alabama or Georgia. That's their money right there. Alabama versus Georgia, big payday. Alabama versus Michigan, nice payday. And obviously Alabama and Cincinnati will be in the first round. Cincinnati versus Michigan, Cincinnati versus Georgia, nice payday. So I'm curious. I'm not wishing it. I'm just curious. Somewhere Willie Gibson is shaking his head. Somewhere Willie Gibson just did a facepalm and said, oh, brother. Oh, brother. I'm just curious. If it's Alabama, come on, y'all. Y'all know good and well they are not going to let Alabama win in a walkover. All right, who's this? 832-749. 832-749 said, AJ, I want to shout out to my goddaughter, Shanice Jason. I think spell check got you. Shanice Jason. She is a member of the marching band at Prairie View. Big shout out to you, Shanice. Big shout out to you up there in Prairie View. If you know somebody or you are somebody who was in a marching band, either now, then, previously, hit me up. I want to salute y'all today. Let me get Sybil Wilkes on here with what you need to know. We'll be right back with more right after this on the lunch break.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Thursday, December 23rd, 2021. Number 1. After serving 20 years of an 1,800-year service, you heard me, 1,823 years for home burglary, Lawrence Stevens has been pardoned by Virginia Governor Ralph Northam. While others involved in the crime received sentences of 10 and 35 years, Lawrence Stevens' sentence handed down by the judge defied all explanation and sentencing guidelines. Lawrence Stevens will be a free man in 30 to 60 days. Number 2, we're in the midst of another great migration. For decades, several American cities have stood as the key centers of Black political power, entrepreneurship, and home ownership. The 2020 census materialized a picture of a new landscape with African Americans departing major cities, some for warmer locales, and others for smaller cities and suburbs. According to census data compiled by Politico, 9 of the 10 American cities with the largest Black populations saw steep declines among African Americans over the 2 previous decades. Number 3, the Supreme Court turned away a request by Johnson & Johnson to halt a Mississippi lawsuit over its talcum powder products earlier this month. The High Court did not say anything in turning away the case, which was included in a long list of cases the court said it would not hear. In the case, Mississippi argues that Johnson & Johnson violated state law by failing to warn users of dangerous and potentially lethal health risks of using its products. Number 4, long before the birth of Jesus Christ and the tale of St. Nicholas, ancient Egyptians celebrated December 25th for a much different reason, but with similar activities. Many ancient societies celebrated winter solstice by feasting on fresh meat and crops that had been harvested for the year. The winter solstice fell around December 21st and marks the shortest day and longest night of the year. Read more about it in today's newsletter. Number 5, African-American Jesse Lynn Folks is missing. He was last seen in the Los Angeles area September 21st. The 41-year-old man who suffers from medical issues is 6 feet tall with black hair and green eyes. If you or someone you know has information regarding Jesse's disappearance, please go to blackandmissinginc.com. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Purposefully celebrate your friends and loved ones with action. All right. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with a very special episode featuring me and my girlfriends. And you know how we do it. We got to check in and check up. It's time for gathering with family and friends, and there will be a lot of eating. Before you indulge, watch my live show with actor David Mann as he talks about how he successfully manages his diabetes. Go to today's newsletter or my YouTube channel to watch and share with your loved ones who are living with diabetes. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and the American Heart Association. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SibylWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
Walk out on that field today. Ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. We ready. We ready. We ready. We ready. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? It's hot now. It's hot now. Let's go. It's hot. We ready. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. It's too much crying from him. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm proud when you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message.
And this is what it feels like.
Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it?
Let's go. Let's go. Bye now. Let's go.
We ready. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Now, game is not over. It's first hour on the books, second hour underway here on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We're streaming live on KYOKradio.org And again, it is the lunch break. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, going to join us this hour. Got a lot we got to talk about in NBA and NCAA basketball. We'll do that when he comes on. And real quick, I've been shouting out to band members of HBCUs. CJ says my niece played the horn in Jackson State's marching band, and my sister was a drum major at Alcorn in the middle 70s. Her name is Patricia January. You better come on through. Now, you know, sisters don't get to be the drum major often. So she must have been a bad somebody. Yeah, I might have to get her on the show. Patricia January. Yes, indeed. Congratulations. Again, we're sending out love. If you know somebody who was a band member, is a band member at an HBCU, was a band member at an HBCU, or if you yourself were, then hit me up, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. Before Kris Gardner gets on here, let me go ahead and hit these birthdays. This friend of mine is funny. My friend Tabby said, don't be on there saying my whole government name. Just wish me happy birthday. She's 51. So Tabby is 51. Dessine Brown is 55. Felicia Albert James, happy birthday, sis. Yvette Kenner is 49. John Goffrey is 60 today. Happy big 60 JG. Kay Robertson is 48. Chantrice Caton celebrating her birthday along with Shondalyn Winnette Brigance. She's 52. Saquana Staves celebrating a birthday with my dear friend Mary Beth Deaton is 68 years old. Hey, Mary Beth, happy and blessed birthday to you. Let me get some celebrity birthdays on real quick. You know, y'all always talk about the steel curtain, and when you mention the linebackers, everybody always says Jack Lambert. But baby, one of the baddest hitting men back in those days was Jack Ham, celebrating his birthday today. Also, Jim Harbaugh, the coach of the school up north, the team up north, celebrating his birthday. And hey, Astro fans, y'all remember Brad Lidge? Used to be the closer for the Stros. He's celebrating a birthday as well. Let me get Usher on here to say happy birthday.
Oh, go shorty, it's your birthday. Ooh, it's your birthday. Go shorty, it's your birthday. Today's your day. Happy birthday to you.
Man, happy birthday to all of them celebrating birthdays. Brad Lidge and Jack Ham and the coach of the team up north. I ain't gonna give him a whole lot of love. He beat my college favorite team, so I can't give him a lot of love. And I'm sorry, Chris, fooling with them. I didn't have your song ready, man. You mad? Don't be mad.
Not at all, brother.
Because you're not brother. Hold on, you keep talking. Let me see if I can get it together real fast.
Tis the season, man. I'm not mad at all about that.
But you look good. You look good. You're looking all bright and healthy and everything.'s going on, dog?
I can't tell you anything. I'm not doing anything different. Coming off a cold.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm glad you feel better.
Nothing's gonna calm me down because I think my cold came from helping out my mom Sarah's in the rain changing the flat tire. So it's all good, man. So,
what sorority is your mom in?
Delta
Sigma Theta.
Yes, sir.
That's all right. Listen, hold on. Let me get this right. No, that ain't it. This is. You know, I got to get it right, man. Your mom's a Delta and everything. You're looking good. You're feeling better. And he is the baddest man out there covering basketball. Houston Roundball's reviews on Kris Gardner. What's up, G?
What's up, man? And I'm going to give a shout out to the Deltas. My mom was, I always get this incorrect, either the first or second line at the University of Texas.
Okay.
So yes, my mom is part of a legacy at the University of Texas. So
that's right.
So all those folks who wonder why I bash on them, I'm still part Longhorn deep down, but I represent this now, baby. So it's all good. But yes.
I know you didn't throw your logo up, bro. I know you didn't rep your school like that. You said, I'm part of this right now, baby.
That's right. Basketball team
My
is
friend
rolling.
Felicia Yolanda Green Johnson just crossed over in Delta Sigma Theta. So, your mom's line sister gave a big ooh.
Congratulations, Felicia. Welcome to the family.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, real quick, I'm doing shout outs to members of HBCU marching bands, whether they were current or previous. Let's see. Felicia said, my cousin James May, the athletic director of South Oak Cliff, was part of that marching storm media at Prairie View. The marching bands are legit, bro. Those marching bands are legit.
Yeah.
People all the time, if you don't understand, marching bands at HBCUs are as much a part of the draw as the teams. In some cases, bigger.
Yes, and that's why so many of us get heated when ESPN does not show the halftime shows when the band's performing on the main network rather than hunting for it on the app somewhere.
Bruh. I don't get it, man. I don't get and see that's why. And Chris, I'm cutting up a little bit today. I did. So it's Throwback Thursday. So I did some of the greatest HBCU football coaches of all time. When you do winningest college football coaches, their names don't come up. No, their names don't come up. So I put my own list together and I educated some folks. And watch this. I said. You got to understand that these bands and things in the HBCU experience, if we let other people tell our story, it ain't going to get told right. It ain't going to get told right.
Correct.
So we got to tell the story. If I don't tell it over here, then guess what? It ain't going to get told right nowhere else.
And see, that's why, and I'm not going to pretend, when I was younger, I did not have an appreciation for HBCUs like I do now, as I've had 30s to 40s, not almost 50. But I realized the value of it. So I'm going to do my part to promote it. Working with Dr. Cavill and Charles Bishop and Mike Washington and the crew over there. I'm going to do my part because I'm part of that. I'm the official title? I'm the sound engineer for the show. I'm going to do my part to spread the knowledge of HBCUs. So we all in this together, man. You know me. I want all of us to eat.
Yep.
But part of that is I want us to tell our story.
Correct.
Because some folks don't know, and then some folks don't care. And for the folks who don't care, I don't care either. But we're going to tell it anyway.
Yeah. And that's another reason why I feel like there needs to be diversity on some of these major networks, not just in front of the camera, but in the engineering room, in the production, in the, and that kind of part, because they will understand, hey, before we cut to commercial, let's get a little bit of this HBCU marching band.
That's the least they could do is a little bit.
Yeah.
And it seems to me, and I understand, one reason for it was the songs playing on the air. They were like worried about the artist not getting a cut. All kinds of rational, excuses. But I'm looking at it like this. That's a sponsor opportunity for me. You got Ocean and so pick a quality HBCU band. Most of them are legit. We all know that. And say this performance is brought to you by Toyota. Whatever. Michael Strahan, whatever. That's a missed opportunity.
Bruh.
Come on. Put the logo up there on the screen.
There are agencies that they can pay whatever the amount is to, so those artists will get their cut. Come on, man.
If they want to do this, they can do this. Yeah. Don't be giving excuses. Come on now.
Okay. All right, Chris. I'm sorry. You got me all fired up now. Keith Hennig talked about the Longhorn marching band is incredible. The football team isn't. Keith Hennig, stop it. I'll put Grambling, FAMU. I'll put Miles College's band up against UT and won't even worry about it being close.
Well, Keith didn't say that they were better.
Okay, all right. Look, I'm ready to fight everybody.
You got to throw hands, man, over this, man. So, yeah.
And I love Keith. Me and Keith are like brothers. Like, if we fight, y'all better not jump in because we're going to end up whooping both of y'all. You know what I mean? Me and Keith are brothers like that. We brothers like that. So, but anyway, Chris, a lot going on with these COVID situations. I got to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about what's happening. You sent me something about Prairie View and their situation. Obviously, TSU, that's right. I said Prairie View. Obviously, A&M on the football side is pulling out of the Gator Bowl, but we'll talk about it all when we come back. I got Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball review on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. It's Throwback Thursday.
The legendary KYOK, 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m.
Give people what they want.
Are you ready? 2022 is in our view. Pastor Ronald Booker and the Greater St. Matthew Church invite you to New Year's with the Saints, featuring the soulful sounds of Houston's own saxophonist Lloyd Hughes, comedian Dave Lawson. He'll have you falling out on the aisles, and violinist Christy Campbell. Simply amazing. New Year's Eve with the Saints, December 31st at the Greater St. Matthew Church, Southwest, 14919 South Main. Doors open at 8 p.m. As we close out 2021 and usher in 2022, we're expecting God to do great things. Finish strong with strong faith for the new year. It's worth the trip to the Saint for New Year's Eve.
Hey guys, this is your girl Brandy Nelson, and you are listening to the Lunch Break on KYOK.
All right, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Big shout out to Tamir Brown in the marching band at Alabama State University. Big shout out to Tamir Brown right here from Houston. All right. I had to send a message over to Keith Hennig, man. I had to tell him nothing but love and fun, man. You know I love Keith Hennig, man. Y'all don't think I'm being mean to my man. I love him, and I mean that. So, real quick.
You're welcome, Keith.
I know, man. You sure had his back real fast. You sure had his back. Keith, come on, let's jump on Kris real quick.
he can, because, I dropped the bomb on him on his basketball team losing to Gonzaga. I predicted that, so I haven't forgot about that, Keith.
We're going to talk about that as well. We're going to talk about, some of the records that we're seeing right now in college. Is it a situation where it's more of the non-conference play and it really doesn't matter until they get into the conference play? But we'll talk about that. That was one of the questions that came into me. People be asking questions when you ain't here. So let's talk about COVID and the NCAA and the NBA. Why are they postponing games for Brooklyn? Why are they postponing all their games?
And not others?
Right.
That's a great question. NBA's postponed, I think, 9 games total. Some teams, one of the issues, this could be a whole show discussion, is why some teams are more or have been more strict in their protocols than others. And the teams that have done their part, they are not happy with why are you treating us the same like the teams who didn't do their part.
Right.
So, why wasn't there testing starting this month? Why has there been testing for everybody?
Yeah.
Could there be money's overriding factor in all this? Let's not get that twisted.
Yeah.
NBA is doing whatever they can to have the games on Christmas Day. I mean, that's not a surprise to everybody, even if it's the Milwaukee JV team. It's going to be on TV, whatever. It's going to be Milwaukee, because they need that money.
Right.
I think we're seeing more and more. It's obvious how important the Christmas Day games is to the NBA, the money that is generated from that. So they're doing what they can. Some teams testing, but we're also seeing, let's say, a large percentage of NBA players got the J&J vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
They got the one and done shot, which studies have shown is not as effective, especially against the Omicron variant, as the Pfizer and Moderna. So that's why you're seeing so many guys in the health and safety protocol because many of them got the J&J, got the one shot.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get the 2 doses.
Mm-hmm. Of either
So
Pfizer or Moderna. Yeah.
So that's it. So now they're trying to push the boosters for everybody. So they're trying to be reactive instead of proactive.
Gotcha.
So it's, the variant don't care. It's gonna get you one way or the other. So
okay.
So we are.
Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining us Throwback Thursday. We're asking the question why a team like Brooklyn, has had multiple games, postponed rather than something else, so that they can kind of stay in the mix. And then, we understand James Harden and several other players have now.
The league's not going to cancel. They're not going to forfeit games in the NBA. They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Even some college conferences who have done it, some have changed their procedures to try to change them to no contest, to have teams reschedule if possible later on this season, rather than being straight up no forfeit.
Well, not so much forfeit, but you got to play them with who you have. So I'll let me be the bad guy. So if I'm the head coach of Brooklyn and I got a game that I only have 8 healthy players for, isn't that the number, 8 or 7?
That's the number. That's the number. Yep.
The number's 8.
At least 8.
And it's a team that we really want to beat. We want to beat in the standings. Well, all of a sudden, we got 7 healthy players. We don't have 8. We got 7. So we need to reschedule that game. We're not going to play it with the 8. We only got 7 good. So we need to reschedule that one. What's stopping them from jockeying and playing games like that?
Well, the NBA in the last few days has changed the signings, the 10-day contract signings, because they're now mandating teams sign players to 10-day contracts to get to the minimum of 8. So if you're out one player because of COVID, you got to sign a player. You got to get to 8. So they're trying to get teams to get to the minimum of 8. But Brooklyn had 10 players out at the same time, so they couldn't.
Yeah, well,
and then some teams like the Mavs, they've signed players from the G League. The G League players, they have to clear. They tested positive. So depending on who the team is, the players they sign got to clear protocol first, and they're not clearing protocol.
Right.
So the G League right now, part of it is in the NBA, but they have to be cleared, test negative in order to play, in the game. So it's hit a lot of different teams. The Rockets are one of the few. Up until Tuesday, Detroit was one of the few. Then Cade tested positive for COVID, is in protocol. So, part of it is you're seeing a team that has players test positive. I'm not sure if Cade got it from an opponent. That's possible because it is so transmissible.
Yeah.
So it's a whole bunch of factors in this, but the league has been too reactive rather than proactive. And, we could argue about the government has been the same, reactive rather than proactive in all this as well.
Yeah. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining us on Throwback Thursday here on the Lunch Break. We're also broadcasting live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Roku TV, courtesy of the BS3 network. You can look for BS3 TV on your Roku streaming device. Download that. You can see us live on your big screen right now.
All right. I need to be part of that, brother.
Bro, well, I got to hook you up with BS3 because that brother blessed me. So, and I ain't trying to rhyme. I'm just telling you the truth.
Cool, brother. Because tonight's Folks Talking Sports, if I did everything right, will be the first time our show will be on Twitter.
Oh, man, look at you.
As YouTube and Facebook. They are branched out to Twitter. So look out, 2022. I'm telling people, sponsors, supporters, y'all need to get on this train, man.
Brother.
You need to get on this train because we got players, parents watching Folks Talking Sports, coming up to colleagues. I saw you on Folks Talking Sports.
Yeah.
We're legit, people. We are legit.
Yeah, no, I love it. Well, you're a local name, but you got a global perspective and reach, brother, and reach. So let's just call it like it is. How the Rockets sitting on all these COVID protocols, and then I got a football-related question, but related to basketball. How are the Rockets doing right now?
They're fully vaccinated, and I think, according to Fagan, I think all of them have had the booster as well. If not all of them, most of them. So they're getting close to being. They've been one of the teams that has done it right. Okay, they've been proactive, and so far, because of breakthroughs, so far they have not been zapped. like other teams. So salute to them for doing that. So far, so good. Now the problem is the defense is taking a nap the last few games. So got to talk about that on Sunday.
I like what Coach Silas said after the other game. He said they learned a valuable lesson. When you play better teams, you got to play better defense. And I thought that summed it up right there.
Agreed. And like the Bucks game last night, Giannis, the Rockets are not good enough. And I think Coach Silas said this earlier this week. Their margin of error is still small. They cannot half step against opponents, even if that opponent is coming out of protocol, even if that opponent does not have a full squad of NBA players and just got some G League players.
Yeah.
The Rockets aren't good enough to half step. They got to play hard and play defense all the time.
Yep.
And because this is how I term it, if you disrespect the game, you won't pay for it.
Right. That's true.
So you take your opponent for granted, take them lightly, they got something for you.
Yeah. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. We got to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to ask a question based on what they're doing in football, and you tell me what your thoughts on it, basketball related. If you got questions for Kris, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000, or you can text me, 832-403-5005. It's the lunch break.
Are you looking to start a business? From side hustles to major business opportunity, Franchise 123 connects franchise buyers with sellers. And we have over 4,000 franchises for you to choose from. In one simple 30-second call, our live agents will sign you up to the platform. This is not a hard sales call either. We give you free access to our database. Yes, free access, no cost. We are the largest online franchise database in the world. You can find 95% of all businesses. Buying a franchise doesn't have to be complicated. We make it easy. And right now, some have no startup fees. You can turn your special skill into a franchise business or go full scale with all the top franchise businesses in the world. Sign up with Franchise 123 now and get your free guide to franchise success now. Call 800-419-5344, 800-419-5344, or text Franchise 123 to 63566. Text Franchise 123 to 63566.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now. 800-253-1892. 800-253-1892. 800-253-1892. That's 800-253-1892.
Tune in to Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there. Hi, I'm Larry
last
Scott,
one, Kris.
host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
This is Jasmine Highsmith, and you're having Inside of Sports with your lunch here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
All right, y'all. We back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. All new 92.3 FN. Jason and Joshua Johnson both getting it in at Texas College. Yeah, that's an HBCU up there. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Big shout out to them, to the Johnson boys up there at Texas College. The Steers
Correct. Yes, sir.
Marching band. All right. Okay. Kris Gardner, in the NFL, they are going to, reportedly, they're going to allow vaccinated players who test positive and are asymptomatic play. Any word on whether the NBA is talking about something like that? And if they do, what are your thoughts and how are you going to handle yourself as a broadcast journalist that covers those games?
Yes. And this came out in the last few minutes that the NBA and the Players Association are getting close to at least shortening the number of days that players who test positive have to stay out of games from 10 to 6 days. Discussions it has been mentioned to allow asymptomatic players play. It's not going to change for me because I haven't gone to a game. I go to practice. I might change. I go to practice, because I'm taking care of my mom.
Yeah.
My mom's health comes first. That's paramount. So ain't nothing, easy choice for me.
Yeah.
She's got the boost and everything else. So have I.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm going to still go to practice if y'all are going to allow players who are asymptomatic to stay on the court.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can just stick with Zoom. That's fine. Easy call for me.
I talked about it earlier with the Texans game. I said I got to make a decision. I didn't put my opinion on anybody else. I said I have to make a decision because we're in the press box. That's one thing. But then we go down into the interview room and they bring players in unmasked, coaches in unmasked, and we ask them questions. They respond back. I've got to decide if that's what's best for me and my family and the people that I'm going to be around that I know have pre-existing conditions and concerns in those areas. I'm not telling the NFL or the NBA or the players what they need to do. I've got to make a decision based on what they've done. And of course, I got people telling me I'm living my life in fear and they're not going to miss you and all that kind of stuff. But yet they listening. So, but anyway, go ahead, Kris.
And I go to U of H. I was there last night for the game. Mask on. I got no problem. Like I said, I've been vaccinated and got the booster. Still wearing my mask.
Yeah.
Because I won't take a chance on my mom's health.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all can say what y'all want.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear a mask, and the majority of us in media right now, masking, some of us double mask, so if the questions sound muffled because we're wearing masks during post-game. Yeah, that's our choice. Right. But I see all throughout Fertitta Center last night, way more folks not wearing masks than wearing masks.
Yeah.
Fans all over the place. Hey, I came in, sat in my seat, got there late on purpose, sat down because I didn't want to interact with too many people, sat in my seat. Second half was over about 10 minutes after I sat down, went down for post game. I'm out.
Yeah.
So I got no problem. Hey, y'all do you. I'm gonna do me.
Yeah. One thing we know that's not going to happen, they're not going to shut it down again. They're not going to shut down college. They're not going to shut down the NBA, NFL. It's just not going to happen. They're not going to do city lockdowns anymore. From what they learned and experienced from before.
And notice, you are correct here. Not doing that here as in America.
Right.
Other countries are
going
into lockdown. So I'm not going to get into politics, but some of y'all say one thing about here, but you don't say what's actually happening in other parts of the world.
Correct.
But hey, the American Athletic Conference, Commissioner Michael Resco, he says the conference is not going to change their procedures. If a team does not have enough healthy players to allow them to compete, it's going to be a forfeit. Other conferences just yesterday announced that it'll be a no contest rather than a forfeit because of the issues with the Omicron variant. Some teams are doing everything right.
Mm-hmm.
But breakthrough cases are coming through. And we're talking basketball. It doesn't take many players in basketball to limit your availability to compete.
Right.
So I'm surprised. And, the variant might say, okay, Michael Resco, keep talking that talk. It already impacted Tulane. Keep talking that talk. Okay, we'll see what you say in January. When Memphis and U of H, they don't have no players to compete. Yeah, we'll see what you say then. Okay.
Yeah. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining us here on the lunch break for Throwback Thursday. Again, we're broadcasting live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Roku TV. courtesy of the BS3 Network. We're being brought to you by African Imports, your Christmas shopping headquarters. They're right there in the Greenspoint Mall. Tell them you heard it with AJ on KYOK. You'll get 10% off your purchase right there at African Imports, bringing us this segment of the lunch break. I'm looking at the AAC standings right now. Only one team has played a conference game. Well, two, UCF and Temple. UCF on top right now with one win. Temple down at the bottom with no wins. But there you have the highest rated team in the conference, U of H, number 13, 11-2. The question earlier was, should fans be concerned about the team's records right now, or should they just focus on once they get into conference play?
Depends on the team in the conference. Like U of H on the men's side.
Yeah.
I'll talk about the women in just a second. They're going to collapse, and they're dealing with a lot of injuries right now. A lot. So many that they can't even practice 5-on-5.
Wow.
Okay. So, and they've dealt with that for a week and probably a second week before they can go 5-on-5. So U of H is straight. They'll be in the tournament. Like I said, barring a collapse, they're going to be in the tournament. So Memphis needs games. Memphis had the game against Tennessee canceled. So that is, and the way it was handled was day of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee was in the building, ready to play, and then 2-3 hours ahead, Memphis didn't have enough players because they tested positive. Did not have enough players to play. So they announced cancellation because, like I said, once again, one conference, AAC has one ruling, the SEC has another. So it's canceled.
Yeah.
Not a forfeit.
Right.
In terms of the committee, it does not impact them even if it were a forfeit.
Okay.
The committee looks at the fact that the game didn't happen, but you scheduled the game.
Right.
So you'd get some love for scheduling a quality opponent.
Yeah.
But in some conferences, like I want to say is the Big East, I think Big East has a forfeit rule right now.
Okay.
So some teams have had to forfeit, I think. But in terms of the selection committee for Selection Sunday, it won't be counted as a loss to them.
Okay.
It'll just be conference game. Okay. It's like it didn't even happen as far as the committee is concerned. So different rules. And this is the issue we have. Different conferences that have different rules. Not everybody's doing the same thing. So we're probably going to have teams. And sometime in January, I think the NCAA committees on both sides, men's and women's basketball, will announce that you do not have to play the minimum 25 games in order to qualify to be eligible for the NCAA tournament.
Okay.
Because different conferences have different rules, and some teams, because of forfeits, I guess it's 25.
Right.
But they are good enough that if in a normal season, they would be eligible to be in the tournament.
Gotcha.
So I believe that's being discussed right now, has been kicked around for a week, that minimum threshold will lower from 25 to last year was 13, maybe somewhere around 18 or so this year, something like that. But yeah.
Gotcha. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. Looking at the standings and the SWAC, nobody's played a conference game yet. Right now, Southern is leading the conference with 6 wins. Then you got Grambling with 3 wins. Nobody else has more than 2 wins non-conference. You look at Texas Southern, they're 2-7, but one of their wins came over Florida, who was ranked at the time.
Yep.
And, so again, a lot of these teams are playing very tough non-conference schedules, but when they get into their conference, you expect to see a different result.
As long as they're healthy, because COVID issues have hit TSU men's and women's basketball programs, and Rice men's and women's basketball programs, HBU's men's and women's basketball programs. So it's in the city.
Yeah.
And I'm, I guess, waiting for the shoe to drop at U of H, men's and women's basketball programs. PV too, because it's around here. We see it. It's around here because the teams have had to cancel games.
Yeah.
Rice men, they worded their game against Texas as a postponement. I don't see y'all rescheduling that game this season, but okay, it's a postponement.
Right.
But they had to cancel other games.
Mm-hmm.
HBU women were supposed to play, I think, Baylor next Wednesday, 29th. Baylor already said that game has been canceled. They're looking for another opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So different teams are handling things differently. But yeah, it's here. It never went away, but it's back in full effect.
Yeah. So the women at Texas Southern decided to pause things. Have the men made the same decision?
They did, Thursday or Friday, because they had a game coming up on the road, I think, and they had to go announce they were postponing things. And then, like 2 days later or whatever, 2 or 3 days later, THU women canceled the game against Virginia, which was a big disappointment for Comet fans because that would have been Tina Thompson's Virginia Cavaliers team facing Cynthia Cooper's TCU Lady Tigers team at H&P Arena. But hours before the game, basically less than 24 hours, they announced that TSU had not enough healthy players because they've been dealing with injuries all season.
Correct.
And now COVID.
Yeah.
So didn't have enough healthy players. So that game was canceled for this season. And that's, Coop was promoting it on social media, connected with her Comet fans, inviting everybody to come to the game on Wednesday at noon. But they had to cancel it. So, that's where we are.
Yeah. While we're at it, let's say congratulations to Coach Cynthia Cooper on being inducted into the SWAC Hall of Fame. While I was down at the Celebration Bowl, they made that induction, and it was based on her being a head coach at Prairie View. So congratulations, Coach Coop, on being inducted into the SWAC Hall of Fame. UT men. Again, a lot of hype, a lot of fanfare around Coach Beard coming in. Was the expectation too high, too soon? You rarely come in and see a person take over a program, obviously, and lead them undefeated. But realistically, what do they got? 2 losses, 3 losses now?
It was too soon.
Yeah.
It was too soon because of all the transfers. They brought in 9 new players for a new system. It's going to take them a while to adjust to Coach Beard, how he does things. And some of those players came from losing teams.
Yeah.
Well, Longhorn's not a losing program. They have high expectations in the program. So some of those guys, if you came from losing teams, let's put it like this. If you lost from where you were, perhaps you were part of the reason why you lost at your previous destination. So don't bring that losing mentality at Texas. Chris Beard not gonna have that.
Yeah.
So he has to instill his culture.
Yeah.
Culture takes a while to build, man, and that's why a lot of national media, y'all fall in love with the name of the school.
Correct.
Look at reality of the situation.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the main reason why I picked them to lose to the Zags. The Zags had some new players as well, but their foundation was still there.
Was returning.
Okay, so, and hyping up Memphis as well because of Imani Bates and Jalen Duran, 2 guys who reclassified, but they're 17 years old. Okay, talented, sure. But both of them, they were in high school as of August/September. Okay, they did not join, especially Imani Bates did not join Memphis until school had started.
Yeah.
So Penny and the staff had to completely change what they did in the summer because they did not have Jalen and Imani then to adjust to them. So naturally, I'm not surprised some of the vets from last year's team are like, hold up, man, coach.
Yeah.
We've been here all summer doing this thing. Yet you're going to change stuff because of them?
Yeah.
And yet you want us to lead them?
Yeah.
Wait, coach, that ain't right.
Yeah. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining us, looking at the Big 12 real quick. I'm just going to say it, and you don't have to say amen. Ratings don't matter, especially right now. Ratings don't matter. You got Baylor #1. They're 11-0.
Best team in the state, best team in the country.
Huh?
Best team in the state, best team in the country.
You got Iowa State 12-0. They're #9. You got Kansas 9-1. They're 7th in the country. You've got UT 9-2. They're 16th. You got Texas Tech at 9-2. They're 25th. But watch this. You got TCU. That's 10-1. You got Bob Huggins with West Virginia at 11-1. And anybody that knows Bob Huggins, forget the number in front of the name of their school. It's the number up on the scoreboard that's ultimately going to matter. So, Kansas State is 8-3. Oklahoma State, is 7-4. Oklahoma is 10-2. Is the Big 12 the best conference in basketball in America?
Top to bottom, yes. Get some argument now from the Big East and the Big Ten. Michigan had a few stumbles this year to lower probably the Big Ten overall rating. But Big 12 is, and just think about this. At some point in the near future, U of H is going to be in the Big 12.
Right.
Men's basketball is, man, I am so hyped for that. Oh, man.
Yeah.
But I'd say top to bottom, the Big 12 is the best conference in men's basketball, yes.
Which is why it would be hard for a first-year Chris Beard to lead UT to a conference championship at UT. And it also gives a whole lot more credibility to Shaka Smart winning the conference championship last year, because they had not done that, in a long time before. So, again, I'm not knocking Chris Beard. I'm just saying I'm trying to normalize the hype around him and what they're talking about up there in Austin.
Well, like I said, too many national media, some colleagues of mine, they still just put so much weight on the name of the school.
Yeah.
Rather than look at the roster and look at what's going on in the program. So, the Longhorns will be fine.
Right.
And then they're moving to the SEC. So they'll be even less of a concern for me. But they'll be fine.
I'm trying to find another school. Let's take a break. Let me take a break. We'll come back with Kris Gardner. In fact, we'll wrap it up when we come back right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. If you got questions, get them in 281-453-1000 or text me 832-403-5005.
Are you ready? 2022 is in our view. Pastor Ronald Booker and the Greater St. Matthew Church invite you to New Year's with the Saints, featuring the soulful sounds of Houston's own saxophonist Lloyd Hughes, comedian Dave Lawson. He'll have you falling out on the aisles, and violinist Christy Campbell. Simply amazing. New Year's Eve with the Saints, December 31st at the Greater St. Matthew Church, Southwest, 14919 South Main. Doors open at 8 p.m. As we close out 2021 and usher in 2022, we're expecting God to do great things. Finish strong with strong faith for the new year. It's worth the trip to the Saints for New Year's Eve.
Well, I hope you are enjoying your weekend. Hey, everybody, it's Erica Campbell.
And I'm Griff from Get Up Mornings.
We want to thank you so much for rocking with us every weekday morning.
And after you enjoy your weekend, make sure you start your work week with us.
When you start your day with us, we'll help you get moving and motivated to have the best day ever. Go ahead and say it, Griff.
Best day ever!
So wake up with us. We'll be faith walking,
love talking,
and joy living on Get Up Mornings.
Get up.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
Do you have high blood pressure or diabetes? Are you over the age of 65 and covered by Medicare? Then pay close attention to this message. Medicare has introduced some new benefits to help consumers during these cautious COVID-19 times. They realize many of you don't want to leave your home.
I think you said this already, but I'm going to read this young man's comment.
So now you can get a remote patient monitoring device shipped to your home at little or no cost to you. Now your doctor can identify your problems in real time, which could potentially save your life. Victory Medical can easily ship this monitoring device directly to your home at little or no cost to you. If you have high blood pressure or diabetes and you're covered by Medicare, make this free call right now to see if you qualify for a new remote patient monitoring device. Call now. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527.
You're having your lunch on the lunch break with KYOK.
All right, man. We're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Rio, one of the guys that plays in our lunch break weekly, Keeping Up with the Joneses Challenge, said, hey, don't sleep on the Big East. In fact, doesn't Seton Hall have a win over UT?
They sure do, about 4.
Yeah. Seton Hall 9-1, 15th in the country. Villanova 8-4, 23rd. Xavier just suffered a loss, but they're 11-2. They're 18th. Providence is 11-1. They're 22nd. And then you've got some other schools. DePaul's 9-1. You got St. John's that's 8-3. Creighton is 9-3. So Connecticut's 10-3. He's got a point. They ain't bad.
No. I said the Big East, Big 10. I say Big 12, Big East, and the Big 10 because Michigan's had some struggles this year after that. But yeah, the Big East issue, Villanova was the hype team preseason.
Yeah.
They've struggled. In the last couple of losses, they've been mashed. I mean, just got black. I think Creighton beat them by 20 earlier this week. So the perception of the Big East has been, as Villanova goes, so goes the Big East. So because Nova has lost a few games, I think 4 now, right? People don't think the rest of the conference is as good. So that's
Villanova 8-4. Yeah.
So and like I said, the last 2 of those, Baylor thumped them and Creighton thumped them. They have not looked good.
Yeah.
So that's one reason why people kind of sleep on the Big East.
Yeah. Chris, before we go, let's get over to the women's side. Obviously, South Carolina is the team to beat.
Yes.
Obviously, South Carolina is the team to beat. And I'm happy for Dawn. I'm happy for Coach Dawn Staley. You were going to mention something about the U of H women. Before you get to that, is that lady up in Baton Rouge? Is she for real? Is she going to get the LSU Lady Tigers high up in the standings for the tournament?
She's working her magic. I think they're ranked in the top 25 already. I think Coach Mulkey has surprised folks with how quickly she's turned the LSU program around.
Yeah.
We'll see how they perform in conference play.
Okay.
Because the SEC is still one of the top conferences in women's basketball. When you got South Carolina, Texas A&M, Tennessee is finally seems like they're getting things back to being nationally relevant again.
Yeah.
So Ole Miss with Coach Jolette McEwen doing things over there, turn that program around. So Kentucky's kind of underachieved. So yeah, it's a strong conference. And U of H women's basketball, we were critical of them, Coach Huey and the program, on the Folks Talking Sports 2 weeks ago. Well, no, last week. And brother Willie Gibson, I'm going to remind him he has a comment on that he will share this evening on this evening show. And I'll just say that for him because it's on point. No. Willie, I'm sorry. I'm going to steal your thunder because I want to blast for school too. We were trying to look at Coach Huey's record while we're on the air doing the show. Willie went to the website because I could not at the time think of where to go at the NCAA website to get his record. The record at the school site, Willie used that for his information, point of reference. Coach Huey had like a 38 win percentage. I found out after the fact, I went to the NCAA website. The record is current as of this year. What U of H has was as of 2018, 2019. So once again, let me say that. That's the U of H website. Okay? So Willie will have thoughts to share about that on tonight's show, FTS, Folks Talking Sports, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. But yes, Coach Huey's winning percentage is like 42% now, rather than 38% as of 2 years ago. But yes, so I'm going to toss a rock at my alma mater.
Yeah, bro.
As we get ready to head to the Big 12.
Yeah.
Can they get our stats right?
Yeah. Man, tell Coach Huey, if he wants to put the truth out, call me and you. We'll get him on the air. We'll let him put the truth out.
Man, I'm trying to get him to follow up on what we're trying to work on here with the lunch break. And I don't know if his hands are tied or what, but it's out there in the universe.
I don't want to be a problem. Let me give you women top 10 right now. South Carolina, number 1. NC State, number 2. The Tar Heels, number 3. UT, ladies, number 4. Love the Lady Longhorns. Stanford was not a fluke. They never are. Louisville is number 6. Nebraska, number 7. Arizona, Coach doing real well over there at number 8. Iowa State, number 9. And UConn, lowest ranking in forever at number 10.
Well, one poll has them at 11. First time out of top 10 in who knows how long, but 10, 15 years. But yeah, it's been a long time, and they're dealing with injuries.
Yeah.
Arizona women are dealing with COVID.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's all around. Iowa had to cancel games earlier this non-conference because of COVID on the women's side. So it's all around us here. But, we got to deal with it. We'll get through it. The tournament, both of them, will take place in some form or fashion. It will happen because that's too much money for it not to happen.
Absolutely.
Y'all can call me jaded. That's just reality.
Yeah. That coach at LSU in Baton Rouge, she's down there at number 23, but the team is 11-1, so I can't.
And they beat Iowa State. So in Baton Rouge. So
Kris, we got to go, man. I got to get out here a little bit early. Got to go take care of some business. I will be here for the holiday schedule for the lunch break. I'll be here tomorrow for Christmas Eve. I'll be back on Monday. I'll work all the way through Friday. So I will be here. I just took all that time off for my birthday, so I'm all the way in for the rest of the year, and we'll have special guests joining us as need be. Kris, you're gonna be back next Thursday?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Tell everybody where they can find you and follow you, my brother.
Real quick, as always, thank you for the time. Be on the lunch break. Real quick, my mom is a Delta. My aunties, some of them haven't have Delta. Aunties are AKA. So families, it's all love. HBCUs. So and put that out there. But yes, I am KG Kris Gardner of the Houston Roundball Review. Been around since 1994. Houston Roundball Review on YouTube. Houston Roundball Review on Instagram. Twitter, VHR Review. See a website right there, VHRR.com. Also, HoustonRoundballReview.com. Catch me tonight with Andy Yanez, Willie Gibson, James Mueller, Chris Baldwin. We'll talk some football. Yes, I'm going to talk football. U of H in Auburn, the Birmingham Bowl next week on the 28th. Folks Talking Sports, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern on Facebook and YouTube. And hopefully tonight for the first time, Twitter, Houston Roundball Review, local name, global perspective.
Boy, Daniel Holgerson sure saved his job when the president said, "Look, we fired coaches for less." So
he took advantage of a soft schedule. So good for him. Next year,
ain't mad at him. Yep. Look, Big 12, here I come. Hey, Kris, be safe out there. Y'all have a great show tonight, man, and we'll talk again soon. Love you, brother.
Love you, man. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Everybody be safe.
All right, man. You too. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. All right, y'all, we got to get ready to go. Of course, it is Donnie McClurkin with the Donnie McClurkin Show up next. Donnie McClurkin will give you the best in gospel music, latest in the gospel music industry. He does this thing every Monday through Friday from 2 to 3. And, of course, in the morning, it'll be Sybil Wilkes. Not Sybil Wilkes. In the morning, it'll be Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell and Griff. That'll be 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central. And then your boy will be back with Freestyle Friday. So, as always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly do love you. There is nothing you can do about it. We've already done the birthday, so let me go on out with Sybil Wilkes and what you need to know today. Y'all be blessed. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Lord say the same.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Thursday, December 23rd, 2021. Number 1. After serving 20 years of an 1,800-year service, you heard me, 1,823 years for home burglary, Lawrence Stevens has been pardoned by Virginia Governor Ralph Northam. While others involved in the crime received sentences of 10 and 35 years, Lawrence Stevens' sentence handed down by the judge defied all explanation and sentencing guidelines. Lawrence Stevens will be a free man in 30 to 60 days. Number 2, we're in the midst of another great migration. For decades, several American cities have stood as the key centers of Black political power, entrepreneurship, and home ownership. The 2020 census materialized a picture of a new landscape with African Americans departing major cities, some for warmer locales, and others for smaller cities and suburbs. According to census data compiled by Politico, 9 of the 10 American cities with the largest Black populations saw steep declines among African Americans over the 2 previous decades. States. Number 3, the Supreme Court turned away a request by Johnson & Johnson to halt a Mississippi lawsuit over its talcum powder products earlier this month. The High Court did not say anything in turning away the case, which was included in a long list of cases the court said it would not hear. In the case, Mississippi argues that Johnson & Johnson violated state law by failing to warn users of dangerous and potentially lethal health risks of using its products. Number 4, long before the birth of Jesus Christ and the tale of St. Nicholas, ancient Egyptians celebrated December 25th for a much different reason, but with similar activities. Many ancient societies celebrated winter solstice by feasting on fresh meat and crops that had been harvested for the year. The winter solstice fell around December 21st and marks the shortest day and longest night of the year. Read more about it in today's newsletter. Number 5, African-American Jesse Lynn Folks is missing. He was last seen in the Los Angeles area September 21st. The 41-year-old man who suffers from medical issues is 6 feet tall with black hair and green eyes. If you or someone you know has information regarding Jesse's disappearance, please go to blackandmissinginc.com. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Purposefully celebrate your friends and loved ones with action. All right. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with a very special episode featuring me and my girlfriends. And you know how we do it. We got to check in and check up. It's time for gathering with family and friends, and there will be a lot of eating. Before you indulge, watch my live show with actor David Mann as he talks about how he successfully manages his diabetes. Go to today's newsletter or my YouTube channel to watch and share with your loved ones who are living with diabetes. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and the American Heart Association. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SibylWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Y'all do me a favor. Have a great rest of your day. I will be back tomorrow. I'll be looking for you. Let's not do this. Let's definitely do this. Y'all take care.